The weather conditions today somewhat different than what we expected. 45 degrees, humidity of 93%, winds out of the south at 5 miles an hour. The forecast has been changed now to rain, and it's falling lightly right now. It's more like a mist than it is a rain. Neil O'Donoghue, Mike Nelms, and Otis Wansley will be deep. It's Nelms that they like to handle it. One of the best. And here we go for the championship. Nelms hurdles outside the 20, about the 23. Dave Aarons was the Cardinal who knocked him down. The lineups. The Redskins offensive backs and receivers. Theismann, the quarterback. They'll start Riggins. Calvin Mohammed and Art Monk are wide. Clint Didier is also a starter. Don Warren is the other tight end starter. Joe Jacoby, Grimm, Donnelly, Huff, and Mark May. And Russ Grimm made a remarkable comeback. Injured player on the field. It is a Redskin. Unidentified as yet. We think it might be Keith Griffin, their backup running back. Let's see if we can figure it out. He's number 35.
I'll tell you, let's just take a look right here at Keith Griffin. He's leading the ball carrier, and we'll see him. He's leading Nelms right there. Look at the shot that they take right there on that block, and that's where he got it. Hey, he's still down.
It was John Good who came down and busted that wedge, put the hit on Keith Griffin.
We may see quite a bit of John Good today. You know, he could be the second tight end for the Cardinals. Doug LaFleur is injured, Greg LaFleur is injured, and John Good may play a lot of tight end.
0-0. We just had the opening kickoff for the finals. Took a while, but Keith Griffin seems to have shaken off the cobwebs and got up and walked off, and now is jogging over on the sidelines. It's a very encouraging sign. First down for the Redskins. They start from their own 24. Warren moves. Riggins goes right. And Riggins gets out across the 25. About the 26. Al Baker tripped him up. The Cardinal defense includes Baker, Ramsey Dardar, David Galloway at right tackle, and Curtis Greer at right end. E.J. Jr. in the middle, and Thomas Howard and Charlie Baker are the outside linebackers. The secondary, Lionel Washington and Wayne Smith, the cornerbacks. Lee Nelson and Benny Perrin, the safety men. Second down and 8. Riggins got 2. Theismann to throw. Chased, and down goes Theismann by Lee Nelson. Blitzing safety man. They told us they felt they had to do that.
That's what they said. There's no way that you can just sit in normal defense. They said you have to press. Watch 38. Lee Nelson, he's a strong safety. He's coming from the outside. They don't have a blocker for him. Theismann looks up, and the first thing he sees is Lee Nelson right on him.
A loss of 11. It'll make it 3rd and 19, and Joe Washington comes in place of John Riggins, who strolls to the sideline.
And that's what you have to get to play defense against these Redskins, is get Riggins strolling to the sidelines a lot.
Monk moves out wide to the left. Didier and Calvin Mohammed split wide to the right. Theismann gets it out of there for Mohammed. Almost picked off by the Cardinals. Benny Perrin just couldn't find the handle. Looked like there might have been some contact.
Well, that was one. It looks like they had Mohammed pretty well watched, because it's man-to-man coverage here. See, with the safety coming over, Lionel Washington is running with him. Could have been a bump, but it looked like Mohammed slowed up there, and Perrin got over in position for the interception.
Jeff Hayes back to punt for the Redskins. Stump Mitchell back deep for the Cardinals, standing at about his own 46-yard line. Hayes kicks him high, but not that long usually.
And Stump Mitchell's an exciting guy.
And dangerous. This one hangs up there, typical Hayes punt. Mitchell at his 44. Stump Mitchell into Redskin territory, but here come the yellow flags flying. Mark Murphy on the stop. 41-yard punt, 11-yard return, a 30-yard net. And the Cardinals take over in pretty good shape, but we'll see what the penalty is. Jerry Markbright is the referee. I didn't hear what he said.
I didn't either. That there was a flag in the play, but they didn't march off any penalty, so it could have been one of those deals where they throw the flag and it doesn't count.
Didn't mean to do it.
Sorry. No penalty. Good flag, no penalty.
Otis Anderson is the lone Cardinal setback. That's Roy Green who's in motion. Handoff is to the left side to Anderson. Trying to get around the corner, doesn't get much. Neil Olkowitz knocked him out of bounds. Let's look at the rest of the Cardinal offense. Lomax, quarterback. Anderson, the lone runner usually. Roy Green and Pat Tilley wide. Tight end John Good, who started in place of LaFleur. Marsh is the other tight end. Luis Sharp. Doug Dawson, the rookie, starting in place of Steve. Randy Clark at center. Joe Bostic and Tootie Robbins, the other two offensive linemen. Second down and 11 as Anderson lost one. Now they go with 3 wide receivers. Danny Pittman is the third. Lomax to Tilley. Got him. Vernon Dean, the Redskin defender, and Tilley goes out of bounds inside the Redskin 40. Let's look at the Washington defense. The line is Man and Manley, the ends. Butts and Darrell Grant inside. Mel Coffin, Neil Olkowitz, and Rich Malott, the linebackers. In the secondary, Green and Dean are the corners, and Ken Coffey and Curtis Jordan, the safety men. 3rd and 2. Cardinals have a fine young offensive line. They'll miss Terry Steve, but Doug Dawson's a good player. 2 tight end setup. Anderson will get the first down. Curtis Jordan took him out of bounds. He got away from Rich Malott to get just enough for the first down.
You know, an interesting thing in this first drive here by the Cardinals is they've had 2 running plays. Both of them have been to Otis Anderson to the left side. And Jim Hannafin told us last night he wants to start that way because he has a rookie, Doug Dawson, as you mentioned, starting at left guard. And he said sometimes a guy like that, a young guy, you want to run right at him, right off the bat, and kind of get him in the game right now.
First down, Cardinals at the Redskin 34. The Cardinals have won 3 in a row and have played extremely well lately. Take this to Anderson. Lomax to Tilley, incomplete. Rich Malott out there on the coverage. Good pressure by the Redskins. Dexter Manley.
Excuse me, Pat, and they had good coverage deep, too. What Lomax was trying to do is he was trying to go deep to his tight end, Doug Marsh. Redskins had good coverage on Marsh, so Lomax had to come off to a secondary receiver.
Here's a guy, Neil Lomax, who's really matured. There is Jim Hannafin, who was talking about how much he had matured with us last night. He's got a new offensive coordinator, and they really sing Rod Dowhauer's praises, don't they?
I tell you, Rod is an excellent coach. I coached years ago. Darn near 20 years ago, I coached with Rod. He has experience.
Lomax going for Green. Bumped maybe in the end zone, and no flag is falling. Darrell Green, number 28. Right step.
Well, that was Gerald Green right there with Roy Green on that play. And we knew that the Cardinals were going to come out and they were going to try and go to Roy Green deep early. They said you have to do that. You have to stretch him out, get him playing the whole field. I'll tell you, Darrell Green was running stride for stride with Roy Green. Well, they may have had a little bump there with that left
Might have been a little nudge or two or something in there. Joe Gibbs over on the other sideline looking on. Lomax out of the shotgun. Danny Pittman split wide to the left. Redskins on a blitz by Monty Coleman, take him down and take him out of field goal range. They'll have to punt.
Yesterday, the Redskins were saying that with Neil Lomax. You can't let him get a lot of confidence. You have to come with the blitz. And we see Monty Coleman coming from the left side. The back was there to block him. The back faked the block on him and just let him go in and get Lomax. Never seen one of those deals before.
Carl Birdsong to punt for the Cardinals. Mike Nelms back deep for the Redskins. Birdsong gets a lot of foot in this one. Nelms lets it sail over his head. And it bounces in the end zone. They'll bring it back to the 20. Good kick. Just a little too good. Punt, no return, but they'll bring it back to the 20, so they net only 23. Nothing, first quarter. Off in the distance, through the mist, of course, the nation's capital. Buffalo leads Cincinnati, a touchdown by Greg Bell, their outstanding rookie. Cincinnati needs a victory to keep their playoff hopes alive. Detroit 3-0 over Chicago. Bears, of course, have already won the NFC Central Championship. First down, Redskins, their own 20. Riggins left side. And the Diesel gets about 3 behind Jacoby and Grimm. And John, aren't you surprised that Grimm is back so quickly?
I'll tell you, he had that eye, and Joe Gibbs said he was back there on Wednesday at practice. Watch Joe Jacoby take off there on Curtis Greer. Greer was saying last night, he said the tough thing is you have to line up against Joe Jacoby, and he weighs over 300 pounds, and he blocks you. Then you have to get off him and try and tackle Riggins, who weighs 240 pounds. Now, that's an all-day job.
4 yards. 2nd and 6 at the 24. Nice back to throw. Outside to Monk. Art Monk, of course, closing in on the all-time number of catches for a year. That's his first catch of the day. He needs 7 to break the all-time record. Held by Charlie Hennigan, set back in 1964, 101. Lionel Taylor had 100, and Art Monk now has 96, moving up the ladder.
Joe Gibbs said yesterday, we'd like to get Monk that record, but we're not going to go in the game trying to do that. We have to win this game.
3rd and short. Wansley lined up to the left side, and Riggins comes in that direction. Got the first down. Kurt Alderman was the first Cardinal.
I think that's typical Redskin football there. Every team we talk about, they say we have to hold Riggins to less than 4 yards on first down. Now they got 4 yards on first down. Then he throws a little one to Monk on second down. Now he comes up 3rd and short, and they give the ball to Riggins and get a first down. I think there's really something to that 4 yards on first down.
They do it so well when he's healthy. Batted away by Bubba Baker, who had a chance, a legitimate shot at an interception and a touchdown.
Look, he's still talking about it. He's showing, look, I had it right there in the hands. It would have been a touchdown. Got it. That's the one thing about a left end being so important. That he's a big guy, like Bubba Baker is 6'6". Well, when he's on that left side, you can take away a big part of the passing to that side, because to throw to your right side, right-handed quarterback has to throw over or around that guy.
2nd and 10. Riggins still in the game. And the handoff is to Riggins. He bumps into the back of Jacoby, and Wayne Smith drags him down. Only a couple.
John Riggins was telling us about that. He said, it's simple to play for this thing. He said, I can stay in the hospital all week. They only have 4 running plays. And he said, the big thing is just get in there behind Grimm and Jacoby. That's all you have to do.
If you weigh 240, it helps.
Only one time he said, we had to switch places. He said, the only thing we'd have to do is add a number 4 to that jersey, and you could play for me.
3rd down and 9 from the 32. Heisman back to throw. Under pressure. Didier's got it. Wayne Smith drags him down at the Cardinal 22. Clint Didier, 44-yard gain.
a great throw by Joe Theismann because he really got hit by number 65, David Galloway, just as he throws the ball. Watch Galloway coming from his left. Look at the shot that Theismann takes as he throws the ball, and he puts it right on the spot to Clint Didier. But now it's tough to throw a football and find the guy open, but to throw a football like that when you're looking out your ear hole, that's darn near impossible.
He was saying to us, Theismann was yesterday at practice, that he was still sore from last week's meeting he took in Dallas.
I'll tell you, Joe Theismann is a tough guy.
Cardinal 23, first and 10 Redskins. Fake to Riggins. Going for the corner to Monk. Touchdown! What a great throw by Theismann.
There was also a great corner move by Art Monk and a great catching the ball and staying inbound.
No defense against a play like that. Mark Mosley for the extra point with Theismann holding. It's good. 7-0. The Redskins. Beg your pardon. Beg your pardon. It's not good.
I think he missed that to the left. That looked like a what the referee was saying there, like that little wiggle deal. Looked like a shank job.
Hail to the Redskins. They lead 6-0. A touchdown.
Art Monk is going to come up as the inside guy. You see him right here. Now he starts to break to the corner. Makes a good move right there. But watch his catch. Outstretched hands, both feet inbound. Now watch Joe Theismann throw it again. Right after he throws it, he gets whacked.
Back live. Here comes Stump Mitchell. Flags are down as Mitchell is hammered just outside the 20.
See, the first guy down there was Otis Wansley again. What a big play he had last week against the Dallas Cowboys. One of the best special teams players in the game. He come flying down there and put a hit on Stump Mitchell.
They keep talking about every time we talk with anybody from the Redskins, injured Cardinal down is Stump Mitchell.
Of the receiving team, first down, timeout.
I don't know that Stump Mitchell saw that hit of Otis Wansley coming. This is a tough thing. Stump Mitchell has to take that ball right up in there. Watch 39. Otis Wansley puts his helmet right in there. I'll tell you, he really gave Stump Mitchell a shot. He's still down.
He also got hit by Anthony Jones at about the same time. Redskins 6-0. The Redskins got the touchdown, but they missed the extra point. Boy, that's something that will inevitably come back and haunt you. He just pulled it.
That's plenty of height.
Stump Mitchell is the injured Cardinal who's being assisted off the field now. He really took a wallop from Wansley and from Jones late.
Yeah, it looked like he did see Wansley, but didn't see Jones coming from his left side at the end of the run. Watch, here's Wansley. He tries to make a move on Wansley. Now watch, right down there at the bottom there, that's where Jones caught him and pulled him backward. Hey, Stump Mitchell is a big play guy. He had a great game last week against the Giants. Running, throwing, threw for a touchdown pass.
Redskins lead 6-0. And here's what happens when they score first. They've won the last 22 times. We have 9:10 left to play in the first quarter. And the situation is Washington 6, St. Louis nothing for the NFC Eastern Division Championship. Cardinals win, they're the champions. Redskins win, they're the champions. Cardinals lose, they're out. Redskins have clinched a wild card spot. From the 10, Lomax gets back to Anderson. Again, they go to the left side, and again, they get very little. Dave Butts was the first man there.
I'll tell you, the other day, there was some talk that maybe the Redskins wouldn't be as fired up for this game because on Friday night, when the 49ers beat the Rams, and that put the Redskins in the playoff. So if they lose, they're still a wild card. When you talk to the players and the coaches yesterday at practice, they didn't believe any of that stuff. They said, we don't care what the heck. I mean, we still know we're playing a championship game tomorrow.
And because of, well, particularly Riggins' situation and his bad back, they'd like that week off, the layoff. Layoff before the playoff. Lomax out of the pocket, going for Green, and if he's... Green had a couple of steps on Curtis Jordan. The ball had been there, that would have been 6.
Hey, that Roy Green is an amazing guy. He's one of the few guys that can run through a zone. Everyone says you can't get deep on a zone, you can't throw deep against a zone. Well, it all depends on who's throwing and who's running and who's catching, because this guy can't. He just runs. They have a safety sitting back there. He just runs right by him.
This guy is, for a person who started off as a defensive back, really developed into an outstanding and an extremely intelligent receiver. Stump Mitchell, the word is, has a thigh bruise, and whether or not he'll be back, we don't know. It's 3rd down and 9 from the 11 for St. Louis, and they go into the shotgun formation. Redskins look like they might be bringing a blitzer. Lomax gets it out to Anderson. O.J. Anderson gets some clutch, tough yards before he's stopped by Rich Ballot. It's a Cardinal first down, 17-yard gain.
This is a thing that Neil Lomax was saying he has to do more, is have a little patience. If you're getting rushed, if they're coming, find the short guy. You see, Otis Anderson started to block there. He looked deep. He couldn't find anything. Didn't take the sack. Didn't force anything. Just found Anderson, gave it to him, and picked up a first down. He said before, they went through a problem there where they had a lot of interceptions and turnovers. He said he was just trying to force. He was just getting impatient. He said he feels that he's learned not to do that now.
Lone setback is Anderson. Lomax on a draw play. Nothing doing. Flags are down very quickly, way back deep. In the Redskins secondary, Darrell Grant was the first man. I think they might have let the 30-second clock expire.
Delay of game, number 15, offense, first down.
Let's check out what's happening. Cincinnati has come back to tie Buffalo at 7. Green Bay 10, Minnesota nothing. Tampa Bay 10, the New York Jets nothing. Cleveland 7, Houston nothing. All of those in the first quarter. It's also first quarter at R.F.K. Stadium with the Redskins leading the Cardinals 6-0. First and 15. Lomax will throw it on first down. Outside to Anderson. Anderson hammers it up to the 30. Before Dave Butts chases him down with help from Neil Oakowitz.
That's one of those things that the 49ers do so well on first down, using a run in lieu of a pass. You want to get the ball to Otis Anderson, and you can run him inside or outside. And the third thing you can do is just throw a little loop to him. Of course, they'd like to pick up more than that. You'd like to pick up 5 or 6 yards on that on first down.
Well, remember they had a penalty on first down, so they got 7. So it's 2nd and 8.
That's what you like to get, about 7 yards on first down.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
Roy Green way out wide to the left. Nothing doing up the middle this time. Darrell Grant on the bottom of the pile again. It would seem that most of the light rain that was falling earlier has stopped.
Yeah, but that's good. I'd like to see a little rain out there. Look at Otis Anderson walking back. It's the first quarter. Look, you got mud on his pants and stuff. Running back. I mean, that's football to me. You know, the amazing thing, look, I mean, some good dirt and mud. That's the way it should be. You know, the Cardinals, this is their 16th game, but it's only their second game on grass all year.
Going for Green. The other Green was there with him, and there's no penalty call. Darrell Green was right back there with him step for step.
I'm surprised at that one that Roy Green didn't even complain, because watch Darrell Green's right hand there. He hit him there. That is interference right there. And then he comes in now. He's trying to get his arm in there, but there's a double dipper there before the ball got there. They could have called Darrell Green on that
twice.
2 times.
Questionable. Mike Nelms back deep for the Redskins. Carl Birdsong putting for St. Louis. Good kick by Birdsong. Chases Nelms back to his 23-yard line. Nelms hadn't been able to break much. Charlie Baker down to make the hit that stopped him, and the Cardinals have done a heck of a job in special teams in every category the last few weeks. In fact, Joe Gibbs says that's the way they beat us the first time. Their special teams outplayed our special teams. Pat Summerall and John Madden, and we're at R.F.K. Stadium in Washington, where the Redskins lead the Cardinals 6-0 with 5:48 left to play in the first quarter. Jim Hannafin, Cardinal coach, Monk in motion. Fake to Riggin. For Monk. Dropped it. Had it and dropped it. Incomplete. Lionel Washington was in the foot race. Wooden. It wasn't much of a race. Monk just blew it right by him.
Like the ball could have been bobbled a little as he was running. You know, the jolting motion of the running looked like it bobbled the ball right up, because he just makes an up move. He goes right by Lionel Washington. Look, and the ball is right there. He has it under control, but it looked like as he was moving, he could just never get control of it down low. I mean, but he had caught the pass, it looked like.
Like he was trying to make the adjustment after he caught it. Just couldn't hang on. Cardinals dodge a bullet. Monk is out wide to the right again. Calvin Mohammed to the left. Don't be surprised to see Theismann go again, is what I was about to say to Mohammed. That's incomplete. Jeff Griffin was the nearest defender. Joe Washington comes in and Riggins comes out.
You know, the interesting thing about that play, Pat, it was an audible by Joe Theismann. The Redskins call the plays from the sidelines, very little audibleizing. In fact, when Joe Theismann says yellow 30, that means nothing. That's just a dummy call. That time he went 0-22 because he saw a safety blitz, and that meant the slant to Mohammed.
Monk comes out to the left this time. Mohammed is to the right. That's Didier on the move. Theismann. Decided to work it back the other way, and they get a first down. Lionel Washington was the defender, a gain of 15.
Watch Calvin Mohammed. He's starting out on the right side now. He's going to run an in pattern right in here towards us. He comes down. Joe Theismann hits him right on the move. I don't know that I've seen Joe Theismann start as hot as he is today. Let's watch Curtis Greer and Joe Jacoby here. As I said, now what Curtis Greer is trying to do is just run right by him, and Joe Jacoby is just trying to take his momentum and push him beyond the quarterback.
Riggins is back, and here he goes. He doesn't go very far. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage before E.J. Jr. and Charlie Baker. You're talking about the little rain and mud. E.J. Jr. said he really liked that. We talked with him last night.
Yeah, he said that's the way it should be. He remembered back to high school games he played on grass. You know, as I said, the Cardinals have only played, this is only their second game all year. And he said it's really going to be nice to get out there, be a middle linebacker. He said guys like Butkus and Nitschke and Sam Huff and those guys.
He's going to the Pro Bowl. Started the year playing outside linebacker and moved into the middle. So this is just his 5th game in the middle. Short blitz. Here it comes. They get it outside to Don Warren. A pickup of only about 3 before Thomas Howard takes him down. Junior was on a blitz that time.
Yeah, I was saying earlier what a game Joe Theismann was having, because you take the 1 touchdown pass he's thrown, Art Monk drops another one, and then Calvin Muhammad drops one on him. He could be very close to perfect in this game.
3rd down and about 8. Washington comes in for Riggins. Joe Washington, that is. Didier moves again. Pressure. Theismann gets out of it. Theismann gets almost completely out of it. He is hammered by Thomas Howard.
I don't know how he gets up after some of those hits, because that happened to him all last week, and he just seems to be built out of rubber or something. He just gets hit and bounces up. Watch him here. David Galloway is the first guy. He gets here. Theismann gets away. Bubba Baker has it by the jersey, gets away from that, and then look at the hits that he takes right there at the end of it. Thomas Howard's going to be the guy coming in at the end. He's darn near going without a jersey. Make it out there.
Excuse me, John. They give Baker the credit for the sack. He's the one who ripped the jersey off. But Galloway was the man who chased him out of the pocket. Hayes hangs it high. Danny Pittman lets it bounce. It goes out of bounds at about the 22-yard line where the Cardinals will take over. 33-yard punt, no return. 2:44 left to play in the first quarter, with the Redskins up by 6 over St. Louis. You know, I've heard of guys being held together by a shoestring, but here's Theismann.
Well, you know, he got his jersey ripped there, and they don't have a lot of materials down there like needles and threads and that stuff, so they're trying to sew it back together with a shoestring. Look at that. More things you can do. Theismann saying, "Get me back together. I got to play when we get the ball again. Hurry up." That's what they say.
Earl Farrell and O.J. Anderson with a runner. They get it to Farrell. Lomax does. Farrell gets outside the 35 to the 37. Olkowitz and Malott converge after a gain of 16.
It's an interesting thing here, you know, picking up a 16 yards on that play. It's the type of thing that I think Lomax is really learning. You see again here, he's trying to go deep. You see, he tried to go to the right, tried to go to the left. Now, instead of forcing something, he says, okay, I'll just dump it off right here to Earl Farrell and still get 16 yards.
And he gives most of that credit to his coach, Rod Dowhower. He said before, I dropped 3 yards, 8 yards, 5 yards, rolled out, sprinted out, whatever I wanted to do. Now, it's discipline. Lomax back to throw. Got it to Green. Green looks like he's very close to a first down. Darrell Green on the stop. Excuse me.
That's going to be an interesting matchup all day, because Darrell Green was telling us that wherever Roy Green goes, I'm going to cover him. Both of them were selected to the Pro Bowl this week, so they're both Pro Bowl players going one-on-one against each other. Now, that's a pretty good match within a good match. You know what I mean? A game within a game.
They're both refreshing guys to talk to, aren't they?
Well, they are, and they play refreshing. They have a lot of life in them, a lot of bounce in them. And did you see that yardstick down there? That looked like that was taped together.
Well, it's the 16th game.
No, it looked like Theismann jersey. It looked like something George Preston Marshall brought here with him with the Redskins.
That's where Theismann got his jersey.
I like those old things. That's good. You'll get it back to what it was.
Yeah, that's why we get along. Anderson over the right side on first down. Dexter Manley on the bottom of the pile, but Anderson got about 4 or 5.
I'll tell you, he's a big guy, isn't he, that Otis Anderson? He's one of those, most halfbacks try to juke you or run around you. Otis Anderson is one that loves to punish you, to run over, to find a guy, a safety that he can hit and hurt. I guess when they played Philadelphia, they had a real thing. You know, they have up there Wes Hopkins as the hard-hitting safety. Every time Anderson would break into clear, he'd try and find Hopkins to run over.
2nd down and 5. Gets out to Anderson. Faced by Malott. And a fumble. The Redskins can come up with it. Vernon Dean. Out of bounds. Back close to midfield, but the Redskins have the ball. Malott, I think, made the hit that caused the fumble, and Dean is limping off. Vernon Dean, after coming up with a fumble, is hurt.
Watch this, it's the same type of thing. Lomax again dumps off to Otis Anderson. He's dangerous in the open field, starts to make a move. Just as he gets hit on the left shoulder by Monty Coleman, the ball bounces out. Vernon Dean picks it up, stepped out of bounds right there, so they blew the whistle. Anytime you start to talk about a guy, something happens to him all the time, like Otis Anderson, and he fumbled. But that's really hurt the Cardinals all year, is turnovers.
They went through a series of 3 weeks where they averaged about 6 a week. They can do anything right. Heisman back to throw and goes down the middle of Monk. Monk with about a 9-yard pickup. Benny Perrin and Lionel Washington. This is Vernon Dean. They're looking at his right ankle. That turnover business we were just talking about. Well, they lost to Dallas and to the Rams and to the Giants. They were a serious problem. Then they cut them down and they started to win again.
That's the thing. And then you play the Redskins, and you really can't have turnovers against the Redskins because they're so opportunistic. You know, anytime they get one, they usually get a score with it.
Ask Dallas about it after last week. That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, the Redskins leading the Cardinals by the score of 6-0. Spins in the Cardinals for the NFC East Division Championship. They give to Riggins. Riggins barrels over the right side, gets a first down inside the Cardinal 40. David Galloway picked him up and put him down.
There's a guy that's an underrated player, I think, is David Galloway. You know, he plays that right tackle there for the Cardinals, and he's a great, big, strong guy. And I was talking yesterday to Russ Grimm about him. Just watch him in there. He's right over the center there. And Grimm said, you know, he's one of those guys that you have to go all day against. He said he has a motor that runs about 110 miles an hour. I like that. You know, motors run fast. Good motor.
Russ Grimm has one of those motors. Here's Riggins again, behind Jacoby and Grimm. Riggins barrels. Is hammered by the Cardinals, but gets down to about the 31-yard line.
Talk about Russ Grimm. Watch the play that he makes on Thomas Howard. He's number 68 in the white. Now watch him. He's pulling right here. Now watch. Here's a way to pull and block someone. Just knock them right on their back and then let the big diesel run right by you. Now that's a block. That's the way pulling guards should pull. That's the way they should block when they get there. They're going, boom!
Getting behind those two guys, you're getting behind 600 pounds. 2nd and 2 from the 32. Theismann takes to Riggins and takes off with it himself, and Theismann sprints out of bounds at the 25 with a first down.
All the other Redskins are walking back to the huddle, and they're all talking about that play. They were saying, what did he do? Did you see it? I'm sure that Joe Theismann didn't tell anyone around that.
That's when that play is most effective.
Watch that. He'll just fake it. You see that? They all think he's going, oh, no, he just missed the handoff. He didn't tell him. Riggins wasn't tight enough. He started to hand to him to the right. He wasn't there, so he just kept it and went the other way. Because I knew those linemen didn't know where Theismann was. They were like, hey, what happened? Where'd he go? How'd he get over there?
Well, you know, Riggins didn't practice except the walkthrough yesterday, so maybe he just missed it. Monk comes back to his right. Theismann goes to him. Not much yardage, but another completion. Wayne Smith on the tackle.
You know, Charlie Hennigan, who has the reception record of all time that Art Monk is trying to break today, said one thing that he likes about Monk. He said if someone's going to break it, he would like to see him break it because he's playing and winning games. He's playing for championships. He's playing in big games. And if you can do it under those situations, you deserve the record.
He needs 3 to set the record and pass Charlie Hennigan. 2nd down, 6. intended for Monk. Lionel Washington was out there with him.
Art Monk was complaining about something, but Lionel Washington was beaten by Monk, but he was just able to get between Theismann and Monk. Now watch Monk. He's the inside guy, and he's saying he grabbed him there. He did. He grabbed his jersey. Watch his right shoulder pad. You see it there? Look. That's what Monk's saying. Look, he grabbed my jersey right off the shoulder pad, Rap.
Well, he had evidence.
He did. He went right to the jersey.
No fingerprints, but evidence. Third down and 6, and Joe Washington is in instead of Riggins. Didier in motion. Theismann retreats. He has Calvin Muhammad for a Redskin first down. Jeff Griffin was a defender, a gain of 10. They move down to the Cardinal 12-yard line.
Watch Muhammad now. He knows how much he has to get for a first down. You see him get that right arm up to knock Griffin off and then just run the out pattern on him. But he knew how much he had to get. He got beyond the first down marker, and then he threw the right arm, boom, knocked off Griffin, and then ran an out pattern.
Calvin Muhammad is a player, obviously, but he has a chance to be very, very good.
Bill Gibbs said if you'd watch him now, you think he's a first-round draft choice.
Riggins to the left. Hit behind the line of scrimmage and just about got back that far. Ramsey Dardar hit him first, and he got an assist from David Galloway.
I'll tell you one thing about that Cardinal defense, and Riggins was going to know it at the end of this game, too. They have a real tough middle. David Galloway, Ramsey Dardar, and E.J. Jr. play that middle strong.
Elois Grooms has come in to play in the middle now. Ramsey Dardar is out. They go with a 3 down lineman set up, and now they put another man down. Theismann back to throw. Cardinals have blitz. It's Monk. Into the end zone, touchdown. His second of the day. This time is successful, but there's a flag down. Penalty marker down.
Roughing the kicker, so the point will count, and the penalty then would go on the kickoff. That would be an interesting thing if it's a 15-yard penalty. Let's watch Art Monk again. Joe Theismann is watching to his right all the way. He finds Monk, the short guy, hits him. Monk knows where that end zone. He just turns right up there, makes one little move, and the ball breaks the plane. Watch him here. He's Lionel Washington is number 48. Monk starts in a short motion, stops, makes a move on Washington. He can't recover, gets back to the outside. It's been a tough thing for Washington. Watch him. He got beat for the touchdown, and he's the guy that they called the penalty on right there for roughing Mark Mosley. It's a double dipper, 2 for 2.
Redskins up 13-0 now with 11:54 left in the first half. 13-0. The Redskins scoring drive. 9 plays, 52 yards. They kept it 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Art Monk with 2 touchdown catches from Theismann. Jeff Hayes drills it to Danny Pittman, who's going to bring it out or try to. Pittman outside the 20, about the 22. Anthony Jones was down to make the stop. The Cardinals down 13-0 will operate from their own 22-yard line. They got to get something going. Redskin offense over on the bench. Riggins with a little oxygen.
That was Don Breaux, the running back coach here. He's trying to talk to him, and Riggins is trying to get oxygen. See, that's kind of put in priority. You get the oxygen before you listen to the coach, but you don't do both.
Lomax on first down goes to Green. Steps out of bounds after a pickup of about 8. Darrell Green was over there. Cincinnati has taken the lead over Buffalo 14-7. Second quarter, they need it. Chicago 7, Detroit 3. That's also in the second quarter. The Cardinal defense, that's their coach Floyd Peters.
I'll tell you, Floyd Peters is one of the top defensive line coaches in this league. Wherever he goes, he always has a 4-man line and a very active 4-man line.
Second and 2 as Farrell is in front of Anderson, and Anderson swings over to the right side. Close to a first down before Charles Mann, the left defensive end for the Redskins, takes him down.
Now, one thing the Cardinals talked about last night is being in a big game like this and not having been in one for a long time, that they were worried that they may start off a little nervous. You know, the crowd, this whole scene here in Washington. But if that were true, they should be working themselves out of it by now.
They better. Dexter Manley, they bring the chains out to measure. Looks like he might be a little bit short.
Yeah, that's short.
Not much. About a foot. 140 consecutive sellouts they've had since 1966. Stadium opened in 1961.
I'll tell you one thing about these people here. Not only do they all show up and fill all those seats, but they know what to do when they get here. They're good rooters.
With a lot of enthusiasm. Third and short. Randy Love is in the game now in front of Anderson. The give is to Anderson. I don't know if he got it or not. I don't think so.
He didn't get it, Pat. The right side of the defense of the Redskins really got too much penetration.
It was Tom Beasley who made the initial hit, and look at those fans you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. This place was shaking sometime today. Yeah, Tom Beasley, Rich Malott on that side. Beasley goes in for Dexter Manley. You see the penetration there? You see the white jerseys got on the other side of the Cardinal jerseys, and there was no place for Otis Anderson to go.
They just beat him at the offensive line. Line of scrimmage.
You can't have penetration on short yardage.
Birdsong back to punt, and Nelms back deep to the Redskins. Shanked off the side of his foot and fielded only about 10 yards down the field by Greg Williams. That's about the worst kick I ever saw.
I've never seen a punt like that. That's a playground punt. That thing was just a line drive. Williams was just a blocker. He wasn't even a punt returner. That's worse than a shank. Watch this thing. It's a line drive. It's just going to barely get over the offensive line. Watch him. That thing just goes like a little line drive to third base. Williams like the third baseman. You know, it looked like just before he kicked the ball, he kind of stepped his toe. Watch him. Just before he kicks it. You see the right foot? Yeah, it looked like he got a hunk of dirt, like a shank. You know how you, in golf, you hit behind the thing?
Hit it fat.
Yeah, that's what I do.
You don't get much yardage that way.
Birdsong got a fat one.
Jeff Bostic, the injured Redskin center who went to the Pro Bowl last year, hurt his knee against the Cardinals in their first meeting, and there's his brother, Joe Bostic.
His mother and father are in the stands. I asked his father yesterday who he's going to root for. He said it depends where I am. He was at the Redskin practice. He's wearing a Redskin hat. He goes to the Cardinal practice, wears a Cardinal hat. Doesn't tell anyone who he really roots for.
That's Monk in motion as they go from the Cardinal 44 and go for more. It's for Monk. Almost intercepted by Lee Nelson, who got over to help out Lionel Washington. And he's going to need some help with Art Monk.
Lee Nelson had a good read on that. He was over there. I don't know that Joe Theismann saw him coming, and the ball was right in his hands. He just dropped that one. That's why he's shaking his head. Geez, you don't get too many of those opportunities.
2nd and 10 as you look at the massive hands and arms of Dave Butts. 6'7" and 295.
I'll tell you, he's happy today. You know why? Because it's cold. Big guys like cold weather.
2nd down. Didier in motion. The blitz is on, and Theismann saw it coming. To Muhammad, who hangs on. Short of a 1st down. Gain of 9. Wayne Smith on the tackle. It'll be 3rd and short, about 1.
You know, the guy who does a good job there is John Riggins. We'll see Junior. He's the guy right here. He's going to be blitzing. But watch John Riggins right here. He makes a good block on the outside guy. You see Nelson coming, and then Junior goes in the middle. They had a double blitz. They had the linebacker and safety coming, and they picked him up.
Wansley comes to the right this time, and Riggins will probably go in that direction. And he does, and gets the 1st down. Kurt Ollerman made the initial hit. It's close, and I'm pretty sure he got it.
I wonder if they don't have it. I wonder what Joe Gibbs will do.
They're very efficient on 4th and short.
I don't think they have it.
He wants to go for it. He wants to go for it. They're going to measure it. And if you have Riggins, I think you've got a pretty good chance.
Well, it just depends on where that guy put his foot down there. Someday they're going to have that thing that I said, that beam that gets away. One of the Cardinal players is down there holding the ball. Look at Joe. He's going to go for it. Yeah, he says go. What the heck? I got Riggins. Again, he'll go. He'll run Riggins. He'll run him to the left side behind Jacoby and Grimm.
4th and just a couple of inches. They have converted on 4th down 11 out of 14 times when they've tried. Theismann asked for quiet. Wansley moves to the left. Riggins moves up. And he moves up a little more. It's close. It's still going to be close as Benny Perrin cut him down.
I don't think he made it from here. Because he had it. He couldn't get in there. He had to bounce to the outside. And when he bounced to the outside, Benny Perrin, the free safety, was able to get up and tackle him in the open field. That's not a 1st down. In fact, they're not even going to measure it. Now watch it here. He's going to start to the left side. You see, starting here. Couldn't find any hole in there. Watch 23. Benny Perrin come up. Now that's a heck of a tackle for a little guy.
Joe Gibbs' reaction. Come on, John. And now the statistic is 11 out of 15 instead of 14. 9:07 left to play in the 1st half. We'd like to remind you that next Saturday there's NCAA basketball on CBS Sports. UCLA, coached by former Bruin star Walt Hazzard, will go to Madison Square Garden to play the Red Men of St. John's and Lou Carnesecca. We'll look at a couple of great players, Chris Mullen and Walter Berry. We're looking at a lot of great players right here. One who just made a great play was the man you just saw, Benny Perrin.
He was checking his nostrils out, see if he still had everything in there.
Manley after Lomax. Roy Green has got it, stays on his feet. Cut down finally by Ken Coffey. But it's a Cardinal 1st down and a pickup of 24.
That's one thing the Cardinals are going to have to do to win this game and to get back into the game. They have to get the ball in the hands of their best player, and it's this guy, Roy Green. Watch the way he comes down the field, puts pressure on the defense, makes them get back, catches the ball, gets off a couple of tacklers, and finally gets knocked down by the 3rd.
I thought it was interesting, John, when you asked him last night if there was any pattern when he didn't make some kind of an adjustment, and he said there's only one, and that's a fly pattern.
He said every other pattern he has 4 possible adjustments.
Anderson over the right side, cuts back to the line of scrimmage, might have picked up a yard, and it was a tough yard as Darrell Grant was there to cut him down.
You know, the other thing you're talking about, Roy Green, is it's amazing to me how fresh he is. You know, here it is, the 16th game of the season. Of course, it's a big game, but you see him running down the field. He looked like a deer.
He can really run.
And it's not easy to play in 16 games, but to stay fresh for 16 games is darn near impossible.
Money's a factor, but you got to enjoy the game to do that.
And have a lot of ability.
2nd and 9 from the Redskin 40 for the Cardinals as Lomax, like he expected blitz. He got more than that. Darrell Grant was there first. Dexter Manley was there second.
That looked like an awfully slow setting up draw. We'll see from the left side of the screen, we'll see the Redskins were in a stunt. Darrell Grant going to the outside, Manley coming to the inside, and the draw didn't fool them at all. They just ran right into it.
Charles Mann also got a piece of the action. Manley was there first. Mann was there about the same time as they go shotgun on 3rd and 13 from the Redskin 44. Lomax gets it out to Anderson, and there's nothing there, and the Redskin defense one more time rises to the occasion.
I'll tell you, the Cardinals had great pass protection on that play. Neil Lomax had all day, but the Redskins had better pass defense downfield. There was no rush at all on Lomax. No one was getting there, but he didn't have anyone open. Everyone was covered downfield, and he had to throw the ball off to O.J. Anderson.
Birdsong will hope to better his last effort. Nelms is back deep for the Redskins at the 10. High snap. Birdsong comes down with it, gets off a high kick. Angling out of bounds. And what a kick. Boy, he made some amends. Birdsong knocks it dead at the 1-yard line. 43-yard punt and no return. He'll feel better. 13-0 Washington.
They go.
That's Stump Mitchell, who was hit on a kickoff return earlier. Our information was it was a bruised thigh. I don't want to be pessimistic, John, but that looks like it might be more than a bruised thigh.
I would think so. At least they're going to check something that could be more than a bruised thigh. Of course, they can take him into the locker room now and x-ray him. They have x-ray machines right here in the site.
Redskins from their own 1, and Riggins pounds to about the 2, and E.J. Jr. is there to take him down.
I'll tell you, the Cardinals are doing a good job on stopping Riggins up until that carry. You know, he carried 10 times for 22 yards. The last 3 carries, he hadn't gained a yard. Watch number 54, E.J. Jr. there. He's keying on Riggins. He goes parallel. When he goes parallel, he finds a little hole in there and just sneaks in, gets a hunk of him, and then all his buddies come and jump on him.
Second down and 9. 5:48 left in the first half. Theismann going to work. It's picked off. Wayne Smith picks it off. And the Cardinals think they have a touchdown. The officials haven't signaled yet. They say no. Alvin Mohammed was the intended receiver. The Cardinals will have it 1st and goal at about the 1-foot line. Clinton Didier is injured. 12-yard return to the 1-yard line. That can turn things around.
That's a dangerous pass down there. Wayne Smith really got a jump on it. Let's watch it here. He's a defender at the top there. The defender at the top of the screen. Watch him. He's looking at him. Here comes Muhammad in the slant. Now that really wasn't a very good throw. I mean, it was just thrown in front of him and over his head. Muhammad looked like he was covered all around and wasn't sure exactly where to go. Now Theismann knows that once you throw an interception, you have to go and try and tackle the guy.
Muhammad, I think that was just a mix-up between Theismann and Muhammad, because Muhammad started to stop and then started again. It happened to Duck Donnelly last week. I think it was just a misread.
I think so, because that's one of the problems they've been having all year with Muhammad and Theismann, is not really getting each other's reads properly.
In any case, the Cardinals have a first down at the Redskin 1-foot line. 5:37 left to play first half. And the Cardinals trying to get back in the contest. Lomax gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Louis.
I'll tell you one thing, there's a couple things that are going to come back to haunt the Redskins. One is the missed extra point. Two was going on fourth down and not getting it. And now three is that interception. And two of those things work together.
Jim Hanahan recaptures some enthusiasm for this contest. Neil O'Donoghue. The holder is Benny Parent. A very, very important extra point this might turn out to be. O'Donoghue gets it over the net and over everything. And it's 13-7.
Let's watch this play right here again. Now here's Muhammad here. Here's Wayne Smith here. He's going to come in and run a slant. Now it looks like he's confused in here. Wayne Smith gets a jump on the ball and takes it down to the 1-yard line. Well, watch Muhammad there. He's the outside guy. Turns out now he comes in. You see him, but he kind of stops there. It looks like Theismann was leading him in. Wayne Smith saw it. Muhammad didn't.
And that mistake led to the touchdown that puts the Cardinals closer. It's 13-7. A little bit more interesting now. Washington 13, St. Louis 7. Second quarter we are. O'Donoghue set to kick off, and Mike Nelms will be back deep for the Redskins. O'Donoghue, a high kick. It's Keith Griffin instead of Nelms. Griffin gets it out to the 30. Good running by Keith Griffin. Dave Aarons again on the tackle, a 21-yard return. Griffin was injured on the opening kickoff. Didn't look like he'd be back, but he is.
Now, I'll tell you one thing about this game so far. It's really not much of a running game. Washington has run 12 for 29 yards, 2.4 average. St. Louis has run 10 times for 8 yards, 0.8 per carry. Not a big running game on the grass. Mud, dirt, run.
5:25 left to play first half. 13-7 Redskins. Monk moves in motion. Theismann going back to work. And going deep for Calvin Muhammad, who's got it. Wayne Smith back there with him, the guy who made the interception. Goes from champion to victim. 60 yards.
That's one that Joe Theismann doesn't have any problems with Calvin Muhammad on his. This is just go, you run by Wayne Smith, Calvin. Run as fast as you can. I'll lay it out, lay it out in front of you. You catch it and keep running until you get to about the 10-yard line. That works. That's better than that slant coming off the goal line.
No mistakes and no reads there.
Just run fast, I'll throw long.
It's first and goal at the 10. Muhammad's caught 4 for 93 yards. Didier's back in the game. And that's he who starts in motion quickly. Almost a touchdown, and there's the flag down. It was intended for Art Monk. Lionel Washington was the defender.
That'll put the ball right down on the goal line. If that's interference against the Cardinals.
Holding.
That's only a 5-yard penalty. That's what Joe Gibbs is saying. Where are we now?
That'll make it first and goal.
Number 48,
5.
defense. Automatic first down.
Automatic first down at the 5. Take the Redskins long to get back, did it?
Well, it doesn't when you have a guy like Art Monk on one side, Calvin Muhammad on the other side, a big offensive line, and a guy throwing it like Joe Theismann's throwing it.
Washington has not been penalized at all, by the way. The Cardinals 4 times for 25 yards. 5 clutch ones right there. 4:39 left to play. The handoff is to Riggin. And the Diesel is in the end zone. point with Theismann holding. It's good. 70 yards in 2 plays.
Watch this counter play. Riggins takes a little step to the left. Grimm pulls, buries his guy. Jacoby pulls. He follows them both in from the right side this time. They can run to the left side behind him. But watch it here, how they pull both the left guard and left tackle. Right here, right here. Now this guy Riggins, he takes a little step here, a little counter, then right back in behind the 2 big guys from the left side. Watch me see the little counter step. Grimm in front first, Big Jacoby coming around second, Big Riggins coming around third, and into the end zone.
Grimm and Jacoby both got good blocks, and Riggins broke 2 tackles. Hard to stop. Christmas Day on CBS Sports, we'll have a football-basketball doubleheader for you. First at 12:30 Eastern, the College All-Stars will play in the 47th annual Blue-Gray Football Classic. Then after that, at 3:30 Eastern Time, the NBA on CBS returns with a matchup of Eastern Conference powers. The 76ers and the Pistons. Danny Pittman on the return for the Cardinals. Pittman to the 25. Anthony Jones doing a good job on special teams again today. Makes the stop. There's Riggins.
There's the fullback. You got that. You got a little sweat on you, towel over your head. You don't shave. You don't shave to play. Have a jacket on. It's not ripped anymore. Just finish the oxygen after you get a touchdown. Little smile. You don't keep it there long, no. Fullback.
Not a long smile.
No. Short one. Just real like that.
20-7. 4:24 left in the first half at R.F.K. Lomax going to work, or hoping to. Gets it out to Anderson outside the 30. Pickup of about 6. Mel Kaufman stopped him.
There's a typical defensive player. See, look, you got mud. Now, you don't want too much mud on your back. You don't want, I mean, you like to have it on your front where you're giving it to him, but you got mud there, you know, and the things and the pads and all that stuff. You don't want too much on the back.
Well, it's tougher for us if you got mud on the back. Got the 2 threads hanging down there, too.
Foul.
The give is to Farrell this time. He is hammered by Darrell Grant and a couple of other Redskins. Rich Malott. Boy, they're fired up.
They ran right into a stun on that one. Dexter Manley comes inside. Darrell Grant comes to the outside, right around Manley. And when you run into a Darrell Grant, you're running into a 280-pound load. He is a load.
He plays on special teams and everything. They can't get him off.
Joe Gibbs will never forget the first day he came to the camp. He got hit lifting weights, cut his whole forehead open. Came back in the afternoon to lift again, wearing a helmet.
Lomax under pressure by Perry Brooks. In the grasp and down, and a sack by Perry Brooks. The Redskins' second of the day. They may be in the playoffs, but they are fired up.
They want to come into playoffs through the front door. You know, last week Perry Brooks had one in the grasp against the Cowboys. Perry Brooks is the right tackle. They blew the whistle, but Danny White threw an interception. And I said that's one time Perry Brooks didn't want a sack. He told me yesterday, he said, yeah, I did want the sack. Yeah, he said, I wanted it. I was yelling for the sack, not the interception. It's the way defensive linemen think.
Birdsong back to punt. Nelms back to catch. Block! Rich Maudie blocked it and picked it up. He was great on special teams for New Orleans, and the crowd really is into it now.
outside, Pat, and he looked like he took it right off of his toe. He's right here. Yeah, now he's right here. Now he comes out, but he comes inside right here, and he looks like he takes it right off Birdsong's toe. Watch him, he comes inside right there. Now he took it right off his foot.
They go to work. Theismann does quickly. Lays it outside to Didier. Incomplete. Wayne Smith was the defender out there with him.
Let's watch Maudie again. See, he faked to the outside, came to the inside. Now watch the block. He gets both hands up just as it leaves Birdsong's foot. He picks it right off there, knocks it down. Now he comes over and recovers it. Well, I'll tell you, you don't think a lot about special teams, but they can make so doggone many big plays for you throughout a season.
As I said, he was great on special teams for New Orleans before he came here. Second down from the 9. Theismann looking. Theismann hustling to the right side, chased by Baker. Fakes. Theismann himself gets down inside the 5.
Didier fell into a block on that play. Clint Didier was trying to get open, and one of the Cardinals came over and knocked Didier down, and it turned into a block for Theismann. Let's watch Didier on this play. Look, he starts out helping on Bubba Baker. Now he sees that there's a little trouble there, so he wants to be a receiver. Now watch, he's trying to get open. The guy hits him, knocks him down. Theismann sees it. He thinks it's a block, so he runs off it. Not bad.
David Galloway, he shielded off. Third and goal from the 4. Didier lines up in front of Riggins, and now he moves. Theismann looks in his direction. Theismann met by E.J. Jr. And he takes him down at the 5, and we will probably see Mark Mosley.
Can you believe Joe Theismann on that play, Pat? He tried to cut back and stiff arm on E.J. Jr.
That's confidence.
That is confidence. Well, no, that's overconfidence. When you're the quarterback, you just want to get down. But watch Theismann here. I think he wants to go out here to Didier. He gets the blitz by Nelson. Now watch him here. He starts to look. He put his left. He was going to straight arm him, like those old pictures you used to have. Didn't work.
Posing for the Heisman Trophy, maybe. 20-7 with 2 minutes left first half. 20-7. The Redskins over with 2 minutes left in the first half. Mosley is on for a field goal of 26 yards. 21 yards, I'm sorry. He's 21 out of 28 on the year. Theismann will hold. Mosley got it. And it's 23-7 in favor of the Redskins. Other scores around the league. We'll have an opportunity to check right now. Cincinnati in command in that situation. They need to win, and Pittsburgh needs to lose later on this afternoon. The Bears 14-6 over Detroit now in the second quarter. Green Bay mopping up with Minnesota 31-0. 17-7 the Buccaneers over the Jets. John McKay's last game as the NFL head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. New England 13, Indianapolis 0. Cleveland 10, Houston 7 at the half. At R.F.K, it's 23-7. The Redskins over the Cardinals for the NFC Eastern Championship. Cardinals win, they're the champions. Redskins hold on and win, they're the champions, and get a week off. The Cardinals will get a week off too. This is Danny Pittman at the 5. Pittman to about the 26 before he's cut down by the Redskins. Pete Cronin, the captain of their special teams. St. Louis has 1:53 left on the clock. They have all of their timeouts remaining. So does Washington. Go back and replay this first half. There have been a lot of crucial things and critical things have happened.
And a lot of those things also happened against the Redskins, but again, being the championship type, the championship team, the experience in those types of things, they've been able to play themselves out of it.
Cardinals operate with 3 wide receivers. Neil Lomax can't find him. Spins it out to O.J. Anderson. And Anderson whirls up close to midfield. Out of bounds at the 46 by Vernon Dean.
That's what I was talking about, Otis Anderson there, the way he finishes off a run. He knew that he was going to go out of bounds, but before he did, he wanted to take a shot here on Vernon Dean. But watch him now. Lomax is trying to go deep. He couldn't find anyone, so he throws it off out here to the right. Now watch Anderson. He's not just going to run out of bounds. See him just before he gets it. He lowered that left shoulder and said, "Give me one good shot before I go out."
A gain of 19. Lomax back quickly. Look out. He does get it away to Green, and what a catch by Roy Green. Spectacular catch by Roy Green, who's hurt a little bit. He might be shaken a bit.
Yeah, but what a throw by Neil Lomax on that play. He was, as you said, look out. He got hit just as he threw that one to Roy Green.
Green is down.
Watch Roy Green. He's the slot man, the second guy in there. Comes up, runs a quick in. Now he's wide open there, catches a ball. I think what happened to him, I think he just fell on the ball and probably had the wind knocked out of him. But watch Lomax. Watch, just as he steps up, he sees Green. He throws that ball, and look at the jolt that he takes by Charles Mann from behind. Whew. I tell you, that'll clear the sinuses.
The quarterbacks do earn the money. Green, I think, is okay. I think what happened is he just landed on the ball and the wind is knocked out of him. I think he's all right.
And I'm sure if he's all right that they want to get him well quickly and get him right back in on the next play. Not this play, but the next one.
That's a timeout charged to St. Louis, by the way.
In fact, Roy Green is over in the Cardinal huddle on the sideline. And with the timeout, he could go back in, but I don't think he's going to on this play.
If there is an injury after the 2-minute warning, it's a charged timeout. That's what happened to the Cardinals right there. Timeouts are important, but not as important as Roy Green.
Right, and when you're on the 30-yard line with 1 minute 33 seconds, that's plenty of time.
They go with 2 tight ends and 1 setback. It's Anderson as Lomax comes out of the pocket and throws. He got Pat Tilley for a first down at about the 21.
You know, you always wonder at the end of the game or the end of the half why it's so easy, and everyone says, well, why don't they play it like this all the time? Why haven't they been doing it? I think this is Pat Tilley's first catch. Well, the defense is playing a different type of defense. That was Tilley's second catch.
Right.
But they're playing a different type of defense because they're trying to use the clock, and these things do work, but maybe the Redskins are getting a little too soft.
Roy Green is back, by the way, in the slot. Tilley is wide to the left. Pittman is wide to the right. Green with some funny motion. Lomax going in that direction. He may have him. No, it's picked off by Darrell Green. Darrell Green made a great recovery. Dexter Manley put the heat on Lomax.
Green starts in motion. He's going to be out there in the left. Pretty good pass protection. They pick everything off. Now, right at the end, Manley was right there by Lomax. Maybe that took a little off it and let Darrell Green get in front of Roy Green for the interception. Big play for the Redskins. That has to hurt those Cardinals.
Manley was right in Lomax's face, and as you said, he couldn't get much on the throw.
Let's watch the interception again. Here's Roy Green. He's going to start here, go in motion, stop, come back. Then he's going to come up, running out, and then an up. But Darrell Green right here stays with him all the way and gets the interception. Watch Roy Green and his quickness matched by Darrell Green and his quick. See the motion to stop? Now he's going to come back here. Darrell Green staying with him all the way. Look, the out move, now the up move. He looks like he has him. Green is running stride for stride. The ball's thrown just a little short because Manley was there, and Darrell Green gets the interception.
And the Redskins move it back to the 20, and that's where they take over with 1:20 left to play in the first half. Riggins rolls left, for about 6. E.J. Jr. made the stop.
Riggins made the run. Grimm and Jacoby make the hole over there. There's Russ Grimm. He's firing out on Galloway. Jacoby's firing out on Greer. Look at Jacoby take Greer, stop him, turn him to the outside, and then here comes Riggo.
2nd and 4. Riggins again. Bangs out about a foot or two short of a first down before he's stopped by E.J. Jr. 35 seconds left to play in the first half, and the Cardinals take a timeout. I beg your pardon. It was not a timeout signal. It was a first down signal. Neil Lomax. Clock still runs. The word on Stump Mitchell is he has a deep thigh bruise and will not return. Theismann going to work. Covered by Wayne Smith. Coming up at the half in just a few seconds. Scores and highlights with Brent Nerve and John Jefferson, the forgotten man. Clock is stopped with 9 seconds left to play.
I'll tell you, Calvin Muhammad came to this team at the right time. You know, they had, other than Art Monk, they had really had injuries all year to their receivers, and they were able to pick up Muhammad in a trade. And now Charlie Brown is kind of back and in and out, but he hasn't played all day.
Theismann is just going to run out the clock. That'll be the end of the first half. That'll be the last play. The Redskins leave seemingly in command as they head for the halftime conference. The Redskins are on top of the Cardinals by the score of 23-7. And if you're a Redskin fan, you're enjoying this one because the Redskins lead 23-7 at the half. Pat Summerall here with John Madden again. John, what do you think the Cardinals really realistically have to do to get back into this thing?
Well, you know, the one thing, the Redskins are playing them in a soft defense, and Lomax really hasn't had much open down the field, so he's had to dump off a lot. I think one thing he has to do is tighten the Redskin defense up, and the way to do that is to be able to run. In the first half, the Cardinals have only rushed for 9 yards, and I don't think they have to run a lot, but I think they have to have some success with the run to tighten up that Redskin defense.
Let's go back and sort of review what happened in the first half and look at some of the crucial things. Here's Art Monk's first touchdown of the first half. He's had 2. Watch his work here on Lionel Washington. Up, gets away from him, starts to the post, goes to the corner. Great throw by Theismann, and a great effort by Art Monk, who is closing in on the all-time number of catches in a season in the NFL, held by Charlie Hennigan. Look at the hit that Theismann took, though, on that touchdown pass, just to give you a bit of evidence about how tough he is. Ramsey Dardar really put a whack on Joe Theismann. He never saw the completion, believe me. Later, John Madden will show you some other work.
Well, here's the big interception, and we're going to see Muhammad come in here and run kind of a confused slant. Wayne Smith jumps in front and gets the interception for the Cardinals. He got it down to about the 1-yard line, and they scored on the next play. But you see, Muhammad starts in. He starts to come under control. Theismann leads him in. Smith catches the ball and takes it down to the goal line. That was one big play for the Cardinals in the first half. And, of course, here's the thing that really hurt him was a blocked punt. The first of Birdsong's career. We see Rich Maudie. He fakes to the outside, comes to the inside, blocks the punt right here. Now, this was a big play for the Redskins because they got this right after they had scored. They had the momentum. This got big momentum back for them right away.
So we head into the second half at sold-out Robert F. Kennedy Stadium with the Redskins leading 23-7.